What's up, guys? My name's Jared from Carolina Story Films, and I am a wedding filmmaker in Greensboro, North Carolina. And I'm pretty excited about this episode today. I have found something that just completely changed the game for me in a massive way. And I'm talking about audio. You may love it, you may hate it. For me, it's kind of like a love-hate relationship. Being a wedding filmmaker, there's so many things that can just go wrong on any given moment. We've had our recorders just completely crap out on us and just record nothing but static. We've had microphones shorted out. We've had the weather just come down with just rain and hail in the middle of a ceremony. We've probably been through the ringer on a lot of different situations, and it's one of those things when you see it happen, you're just like,
all I can do right now is put on a brave face and go out there and be their leader.
It's over. We are screwed.
it's almost like your life flashes before your eyes, because it's like up until this point, everything's been so beautiful. Now the ceremony has hail and rain in the audio. How am I going to salvage that? How am I going to fix that? And that's just kind of how it goes when you're a wedding filmmaker. You have this just vision of how you want things to go, and they just never do. And you just have to make the most of it. You have to adapt because you're a filmmaker, you're a creative. You have to make the best of any given situation. That was a pretty crappy situation, and I know the bride and groom were just like so devastated that
Today, Junior?
that rain had just poured during their ceremony, because they had this beautifully laid out ceremony planned outside. It looked so good, and so they had to move everything inside. So then I started searching for a plugin that could help kind of diminish that background noise without making the audio sound like a tin can. So obviously the dream with any plugin is to have something that's drag and drop, plug and play, and you're good to go. And so in my opinion, I feel like the plugins that I want to share with you guys do that for me. So the plugins that I found are from Accusonus. It's the ERA4 bundle. The standard is the one that I went with, and I think it's only like $149. You get a noise remover, reverb remover, voice leveler, a de-esser, a plosive remover, and a declipper, all for $150. And when I say that these plugins are well worth it, I mean they are worth it. So today I'm just going to show you guys a couple examples from the noise remover plugin and then the voice leveler plugin, just so you guys can see how these plugins react and help the audio with just barely doing anything. And so ultimately, if you're not really an audio engineer, you're not really an audio mixer, mastering genius, guru, whatever you want to call it, then these plugins are definitely going to help you. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to jump into Premiere, and I'm going to show you guys the noise remover plugin.
You came into my life like a hurricane. Ripping through my barriers, breaking down my bad habits. You came into my life like a hurricane. Ripping through my barriers, breaking down my bad habits.
So as you can see, the noise remover is doing a pretty amazing job just right off the gate. I haven't touched anything. It's removing that hail and that rain just a tad. I mean, obviously you can still hear it a little bit, but we can adjust. So say if we brought the processing up to, let's say 70.
You came into my life like a hurricane. Ripping through my barriers, breaking down my bad habits.
So obviously for me, that's just a little too much, because I don't want the subjects to sound like they're, talking through a tin can. I want it to sound as clean and natural as possible. So having a little bit of that noise in the background doesn't really bother me as much. I think it just adds character, in my opinion. So now you've seen what the noise remover plugin can do. Now let's move over to the voice leveler. So if you've been filming weddings for long enough, you kind of realize that people giving a toast, they're not really professional public speakers. They're nervous. They don't know really what to do with their hands.
You gotta be happy. Everything ended up fine.
They just kind of move them all over the place, cover things, move far away from the mic. They think they're loud enough. They think people can hear them, and so they just come back, and then they're really quiet over here, and then they just come back again, and they just don't know what they're saying, and then they just pull back again, and they're really quiet outside, and then they come back again. So yeah, so if you have people like that, you're gonna want something that helps even that audio file out, so that people aren't like constantly turning up the volume, decreasing the volume when they're watching your wedding film, because that's no fun. So let's check out some of the examples for the voice leveler plugin.
Being the father of the bride and having daughters, if you're lucky, you get to be their role model. Being the father of the bride and having daughters, if you're lucky, you get to be their role model.
And the really cool thing about these plugins is it is compatible with Premiere, Final Cut, Logic, Davinci, Audition, Garageband, even Audacity. I mean, just having a plugin that is just compatible with all of these is even more enticing, in my opinion. I mean, I'm an avid Final Cut user, but I do use Premiere Pro sometimes when I outsource edits, because I know a lot of my editors on staff use Premiere. So obviously I have to be familiar with that. But I mean, if you're Final Cut and like me, and you want something that's just gonna be plug and play, definitely check these guys out for sure. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, hit that like button, leave us a comment. If you guys are already using accusonus and the ERA4 bundle, just let me know your experience with it. If you found it helpful or you just didn't really like it at all, just let me know. I mean, this is just, for me, it's been a tremendous help. And so I thought in some way it might be able to help you guys if you're just struggling with trying to repair this audio on your own, or you're just sick of using the built-in presets. So check it out, and until next time, keep creating and telling beautiful stories. Peace.